Dear students, in this video we are going to see political parties and why do we need political parties. Political parties are easily one of the most visible institution in a democracy. Parties has become identified with the social and political division. About 100 years ago, there was a few countries of the world that had any political parties. Now there are few that do not have political parties, and before 100 years itself in some areas, some countries they had political parties. Even today also some countries there is no political parties. The meaning of political parties: a political party is a group of people who come together to conduct election and hold power in the government. They agree on some policies and programs for the society with a view of promoting the collective good. Collective good means the common interest of the people. Parties reflects fundamental political divisions in a society. Parties are a part of society and thus involves partnership. We can see in democracy we are ruling in the form of partnership. We are selecting our representative and they are ruling. Then a political party has three components. First one it is leaders, second one it is active members, third one it is followers. Then functions. Basically political parties fill political office and exercise political power. Parties do so by performing a series of functions. So the functions of the political parties we are going to discuss. First one, parties conduct election. We know that one is, and every party they will get a symbol, and according to that symbol they will conduct. Then in a democracy, elections are fought mainly among the candidates put up by the political parties. At the same time we can see some of the independent candidates also. Political parties put forward different policies and programs and voters choose from them. They are keeping in front of the people, they are making their agenda, their policies and programs, what they are going to do after the election, after the forming of the government. From that, according to the need of the people, they will select the party or they will select the representative. Then parties play a decisive role in making laws for the country. Formally, laws are debates and passed by the legislature in the state ways or in the country way, in the legislature assembly or the parliament. They are making the debates and discussions. Afterwards, they are forming the laws. Then parties form and run the government, and as we noted last year, a big policy decisions are taken by the political executives that comes from the political parties. The policies taken by the country, we are saying like that. Executives also we are saying that is really making by the political parties, and in that we the forming of the government, in that we have seen the ruling party as well as the opposition party also. Then those parties that lose the election by the role of opposition to the parties in power by voicing different view and criticizing the government of its failure or wrong policies. And what is the duty of the opposition party? We are saying like that they are making by voicing different views and criticizing the government of its failures and or the wrong policies. Afterwards, government want to make modification or they want to cancel the policy what they taken. And parties share public opinion. They raise and highlights issues. Parties have lakhs of members and activists spread all over the country. Then last point, parties provide people access to government machinery and the welfare schemes implemented by the government. And this party means the part of the government, because it may be in forming the government or they are in the opposition. So they can make sure that, or they can make government machinery to the people as well as the people to the government machinery. So the implementation will be very easy when we are giving that duty to the political parties. Next one, necessity. Why we need political parties? We need political parties because they perform all these functions. Which functions? Already we discussed 7 functions. So we need political parties. The rise of political parties is directly linked to the emergence of the representative democracy. So the political parties, it is giving a maximum representation of the people according to the social group or linguistic group or geographical area or the occupation. According to that, the social political parties, it is coming to the society. So we will get the maximum representation of the people. As we have seen, large scale societies and need representative democracy. And we have seen our society. The society is a big society, so we want maximum representation. Political parties fulfill these needs that every representative government has. The duty of the representative government to represent introduce the problem of the people. That can do by the with the help of political parties. Then how many parties should we have? In a democracy, any group of citizens is free to form the political parties. This is formal sense. In this formal sense, there are a large number of political parties in each country. More than 750 parties registered with the Election Commission here in India. In some countries, only one party is allowed to control and run the government. These are called one-party system. And like that countries, we know that there won't be any opposition groups in the government. So there is a chance to become dictatorship. From what we can say, from democracy they may change their mindset up to the this dictatorship or monarchy again. Then we have seen that the 9th standard, China is the example. There is only one political party, that is Communist Party. Then we cannot consider one party system as a good option because of it is not a democratic option. There is no chance to question or criticize the government. Any democratic system must allow at least 2 parties to compete in election and provide the fair chance of competing parties to come to the power. At least there should be 2 parties, then only the best party will come with the ruling and next party will come with the opposition. Then in some countries, power usually change between 2 main parties, but only 2 main parties have the serious change of winning the majority of the seats from the government. Such a party system is called 2-party system. And what is the problem with this 2-party system? Because only 2 parties are there. Again, we can see that if several parties compete for power and more than 2 parties have a reasonable chance to coming to power either on their own strength or in alliance with other, we will call it multi-party system. And in 2-party system, 2 groups are coming. First group will come first and second group will come second, like that. The alternative way it is coming. So the policies and programs may be having little bit stability, but the first group of government, what the decision taken by the first government, that may not be considered by the second group of people when they are forming the government. So that is the drawback. And the criticism, again we know now we will get the rule, the next day it will go to other people. So the criticism also may not be that much properly, or they may not direct the government properly. Then in multi-party system, when several parties in a multi-party system joins hands for the purpose of conducting election and winning power, it is called alliance or a friend. Here in India we are having the best examples like the NDA, UPA, like that, and they are in the form of alliance or friend, many small parties coming together and conducting election. The multi-party system often appears very messy and lead to the political instability. At the same time, we can see some of the problems with this multi-party system. The first term, second term, third term, fourth term, and each term the different political parties are coming, so that we cannot see the political stability in our policies. Then at the same time, this system allows a variety of interest and opinion to enjoy political representation. So all the people, all types of social divisions, they will get a chance to come to in the representation and rule the country. Then we can see two types of parties. One is national party, second one is the state party. And what is the characteristics of the national parties? Democracies that follow a federal system all over the world tend to have two kinds of political parties. Parties are at present only one of the federal unit, or the parties are present in the several and all units of federation. We can see some of the parties they are having only in one federal unit. It may be in the some state wise like that. Then every party in the country has to register with the election commission. So if it is a national party or state party or a regional party, every party want to register with whom? Election commission. While the election commission treats all parties equally, it offers some special functions to special facilities to large and established parties. Then election commission they will give some of the for example symbols like that things to the political parties. Then parties gets a privilege and some other special facilities are recognized by the election commission for this purpose. So first way when they are registering they will get name like that recognized, and that is why these parties are called recognized political parties. When they are getting like the recognized party, up to that time they won't be like a state party or national party. Then according to this classification there were 6 national recognized parties in the country in 2006. They are Indian National Congress, Bharatiya Janata Party, then Bahujan Samaj Party, Communist Party of India Marxist, Communist Party of India and National Congress Party. Like these 6 parties we are having recognized parties according to 2006. Then we are going to see about the state parties. Other than